Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome again to the Lovespoon Workshop. You may notice I've got the mask on. I will be taking it off in a moment. I'm going to do, as always, I'm going to do all of my checks first. I'm going to check the microphone as well. Yeah, we're on. So, bear with me while I do my checks. Yeah, we're all on there. Right. Okay, so I'm just thinking as well, I've left that camera on 4K. So if there are any problems, let me know in the comment section. I'll stop the stream and I'll come back to it. Maybe wondering, what are we doing? What's going on? Oh, we've got a comment already. Hello, Aubrey. Yeah, keep an eye on it because it's the first time I've done the stream in 4K and I'm not sure whether or not it will be okay, but fingers crossed everything will be fine with it. I'm going to check as well. Yeah, my camera is on the video setting. Yeah, what are we doing today? Well, I'm introducing this. Basically, you're going to see me doing what we do a lot for our day job. So we got a group coming in. I'm just looking as well. The car park is clear as it did for the coach coming in. Yeah. So because we've got a group coming in, none of you will have seen this before. What we basically do as a day job is we explain the Lovespoons, the tradition, and that's what I'm going to be doing, is giving a talk and then a demonstration. So I thought instead of not doing the live stream, I thought it might be nice for all of you to be able to see what we do as a day job. I will be doing some demonstrating, but we're going to be doing some carving as well. So hopefully it'll be okay. Streaming fine, just good. Just right now, brilliant. Yeah, it's my fault. I forgot to change over the 4K, so it's still shooting on 4K. We got Thomas Woodcarver here. He's looking at me as if he's going to say something.
No, I'm not.
No? Oh, there we are.
I'm
no
just
problem.
now and down, everyone.
So yeah, what I'm going to do, when the group come in, I'll have to have the mask on initially, rules and regs, and that sort of thing. But they won't be coming right in, so I can do the talk without the mask, so hopefully you'll be able to see it. But yeah, get those comments in as we're going along. I'm also then going to be doing some carving on this Lovespoon here. It's a piece of oak, piece of reclaimed oak. So while I'm waiting for the group, I think probably best for me to set up the camera so you can all see us starting off the carving on this one. Just to explain as well, because quite often I'm right on the bench from the outset and we don't get a chance to sort of explain things. What you'll usually see me doing in terms of organising, I'll carve the dragon first. Why do I do it? Well, the dragon on this Lovespoon is the most intricate of the carvings. So if something's going to go wrong, it's most likely to go wrong on that dragon carving. So that's always thinking through about organising, getting the order right for how we're going to do our carving, basically. I just noticed as well, here is our group. They have just arrived, so they're in the car park now. So what's going to happen? Dad is going to go out. It's at Tommy's workshop. Hello, Tommy. Yeah, so probably next week we will be back more to our usual live stream for what we do. But this is a little bit of a, something different and seeing what we do as a day job. So I will just give Thomas the Woodcarver a shout. Are you there, Dids? Yeah, do you want to go out and see Lawrence? Okie dokie. So yeah, so we'll have our group in and we'll show a bit about what we do. For most of you that are joining us, you'll be familiar with a lot of things that we do. We've explained a few of these spoons at different times, but they all have a story, they all have a message, and that's what we do with the groups, is sharing the tradition, is sharing the work that we do. This is, as we said, this is our day job. Some of the ones that we won't be explaining, you've got ones like that one there. There you go, very appropriate for a Lovespoon, based on a theme of imagine the power of love. So that was the theme behind that one. Unusually for us, it's a piece of alder that we were carving that one from. So yeah, a different type of wood. But that's the nice thing with the Lovespoon. Very few rules and regulations. You can use different woods, different designs, and do whatever you want to do. That's basically as well, the beauty of YouTube and having a YouTube channel. You can share all sorts of different things on this platform. That's why it's such a fantastic platform as far as we're concerned. And so sharing what we do as a day job, brilliant. It's great to be able to do it. There we are. So we've got Tommy and Aubrey with us. As we said, thank you for joining us. If there are any problems, I haven't done a live stream before in 4K, so I'm just a bit concerned about the bandwidth with the live stream. So if there are any problems, let us know, and we'll try and get onto it and sort it. As well, if you put any comments on, nice them. I'll get back to them after when we finish doing the talk. And then when it comes to demonstrating, we will we'll move that camera. Okay, I'm explaining. We will move the camera closer to the demonstration as and when it's possible. So we've just got the group coming in. So I'm going to put my mask back on. Before I do that as well, I'm going to do some a little bit of sanding while everyone's waiting. Hello there. Good afternoon. How are you getting on? There we are. Yeah, we're doing two things at once. We are. We got a bit of filming going on. It's a live stream that we've got going on, but there we are. Good afternoon. There we go. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Just to explain to you all as well, what it is, on a Monday afternoon we do a live stream as well. So the camera, it's on myself, but it's just filming me basically explaining a bit about our Lovespoons. Has anyone been here before at all?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Free time.
Yeah? Ah, there we are. But not over the last 18 months. Yeah, we haven't seen many people unfortunately, but nice to have people back with us. Here we are. And we're still on there as well. Is that everyone in, Lawrence?
Yes.
Ready to go? Good.
Oh, no, it's got
Yeah, they're
one
still
there.
coming.
There we are. I'm going to take the mask off just to do the talk so you can hear me, and then I'll put it straight back on.
There's service, so you
There we
don't
are.
want to sit close to anybody.
That's right.
You don't want to sit close to anybody. That's it.
Are you familiar with the tradition? You yourself, yes. 3 times over. There we are. There we are. Everybody in. Right. I got my copings all there, and we got little Lovespoon ready for us just on the wall. There we are. Well, I shall start off by welcoming you all again to the Lovespoon Workshop, and also introduce to you myself as well. My name is David Thomas, but I'm also known as Di Lovespoons, and that's the subject we'll talk a little bit about, the Welsh Lovespoon tradition. I'm going to start off then by giving a little bit of the background to the tradition itself, just in case any of you are not at all familiar with the Lovespoon tradition. Now, to start off then, the first things that we state is it is a 17th century Welsh tradition. And the reasons we state this, we do believe the Lovespoon, it originates from here in Wales. And on top of this, the earliest dated spoon that we have, it's dated 1667. Another part of the tradition, we also state that it was the young men. They were the ones who used to carve Lovespoons, and they used to carve them both as tokens of affection, but they also used to carve them as tokens of betrothal for the young ladies. And in my family, it was my father. He was the first one to come across the Lovespoon. It was during the time he was courting. Basically what happened, somebody explained to him about Lovespoon, and he thought it sounded like an excellent idea because he was trying to save himself from having to buy an engagement ring. There you go. So that was his first attempt at carving a Welsh Lovespoon. It was carved back in 1969, and it was upon the day of the investiture of Prince Charles. National holiday, of course, here in Wales. Everyone had a day off, and that's what Dad spent his day doing. Now, you may notice that it's quite a simple attempt when it's compared with some of the other spoons on display. There's a reason for this. The reason is that the person who explained to him about Lovespoon, they also explained that the young ladies, they used to collect the Lovespoons as trophies. There we are, and that's the reason he didn't think he put too much effort in. And then the final part of this we do describe it as an authentic Welsh love spoon. The reason we describe it in this manner, it was of course used for the purpose of popping the question. Initially then, the young lady, she did accept the love spoon, but sometime afterwards, he did explain to her that as she'd accepted a love spoon, she wouldn't be getting an engagement ring. And that's the reason he got it back. Well, in all honesty, it belongs to my mum. So I accepted, and in the end, he did buy her an engagement ring as well. And that cost him £4.50. There we go. Now, another idea, the calves themselves, they would put all sorts of messages into their love spoons. Now, one little message has been carved on this one. Got a heart at the bottom, a heart at the top. Because the idea behind giving a love spoon, it's to bring the two hearts together. Isn't that lovely and romantic? Oh dear, well we do point out there's a sick bucket outside if anybody struggles. There we go. Now another part of this one, you've got the lovebirds on their perch in the centre. There we go. So that's another little idea with the love spoon, so you can put all sorts of romantic symbols into your design of a spoon. Now then, another idea, we use the love spoons today to celebrate all sorts of different occasions. You'll see them being centred on birthdays, christenings and the anniversaries as well. But of course, another occasion a love spoon has become popular for is the wedding day itself. And that one there, that is Mum and Dad's wedding spoon. Now, it is necessary to state about this one. You've got on the bottom there, you've got two bowls that are smooth and you've got two bowls that are rough. And the idea behind that is to depict the idea of the rough and the smooth of married life. They now claim they were very naive at the time and they should have put 4 rough ones on there instead. Little bit of a break, this one, from the tradition. Reason for this, you've got brass bells at the top and the lovebirds upon their perch. They are both inserted. Another part of the tradition, you should really carve your spoon from one single solid block of wood. Basically what happened, he carved this one, he didn't realise at the time. Afterwards then somebody explained to him, and then from here, the other spoons you can see on display, they've all been carved from one single solid block of wood. Another part of this then was all carved using various hand tools, like that one there, the coping saw. So he actually spent between 70 and 80 hours working on that love spoon. Now if we were to do a similar thing now, we would use combination, using machines, like that one there, the scroll saw, as well as then afterwards having more time working with the various hand chisels and gouges. Now then, as I mentioned, we put messages and stories and ideas into the love spoons, but you've got traditional symbols as well. So that one there, you've got links and you've got seeds. 2 traditional symbols that we believed were used for depicting children. They do tell us the young men would carve a number of links or seeds on the engagement spoon. That was to represent the number of children that he desired. Mum and Dad, they thought that was a bad idea. It's far safer to do it as you go along. So as a child was born, they would carve a spoon they felt was appropriate. Just near it was carved here, my second brother, Benjamin, was born. So you've got Benjamin's name on the one side of the spoon, my eldest brother, Matthew's name across the other side of the spoon, Emmanuel down the centre, on the front there, meaning God with us. But again, love spoon like that one, all carved from one single solid block of wood. Now then, another way we use the love spoon, we use it like a diary and we record things that are going on in the wider world as well. That love spoon was carved in 1984. Around this time, Bob Geldof in the news, he set up Live Aid, Band Aid, raising awareness of what was going on at the time in Ethiopia. The way we record it then is to carve the spoon in the style of a balance. Got an image of the sun on the one side, image of the rain the other side, trying to say that we're fortunate having more of a balance of sun and rain as opposed to Ethiopia at the time. Also give an interpretation for the word grace as God's riches, available in Christ for everyone. How do we receive God's riches? We simply open our hearts. There we go. And that love spoon plays Amazing Grace. Awesome. Now in 2007 we decided that we're going to have a go at carving the longest love spoon in the world. And that there above my head, that is actually the end result. Now when that spoon is stretched out to its full length, it is in excess of 27 feet long. Story behind it, any wants for explanation of all the stories, feel free to ask us, we'll do our best to explain them. But I will pick out one incident on the top corner there. You've got a windmill. That's basically on there recording a visit from a Dutch gentleman. He spent several days with us carving his own love spoon. Now the reason for this, he was going to take the spoon back home to Holland and use it to propose to his girlfriend. So what he actually did, he carved her initials and a question mark upon the love spoon. He took it home and he popped the question. Now a couple of weeks later, his sister, she sent us a letter. And unfortunately in the letter she stated that the proposal, it was turned down. She said he's not at all worried though, he's touring Holland with the spoon and he's looking for somebody else with the right initials. That one, as I said, in excess of 27 feet long. There's approximately 300 hours spent working on that love spoon, and again, it's all been carved from the one single solid block of wood. If anyone wants to know as well how it was made, feel free to ask, and we will do our best to explain the process of how that love spoon was made. Now then, as a follow-up to that one there, in 2009 we carved this love spoon here. That was the theme for this one, based upon an idea of living your dream. Now, one of the first stories that we decided to include upon that theme was through the speech made by Dr. Martin Luther King, the I Have a Dream speech. The way we tied that in there with the year that it was made, 2009, it was through the inauguration of President Barack Obama. May notice with this love spoon, it has been carved in the shape and style of a book. And this is the reason for it, to do with Kedrig's challenge. Explain the background on that one there. Basically, Mum, she retired from teaching and started to write children's books. So that is why we tied in her writing the book with the making of our love spoon. Final event in this design, we carved on this page the idea that it's not the end. And that is where we had a new beginning in our family, recording the birth of my nephew, Joshua. He was born and he is Mum and Dad's first grandchild. So hence, a new beginning, because it's the start of a new generation in our own family. But that love spoon is approximately 100 hours spent working on that one there. Again, it's all done from one single solid block, and the piece of wood that we used was a piece of lime, also known as basswood. But again, any of you who'd like to know how it was made, feel free to ask us. Now then, to bring us more up to date, that one there, that's one of the more recent love spoons that we've hand carved, and that was done back in 2013. There's quiz time now. Here we go, putting you on the spot. In February, any thoughts? We got a crown and a parking sign. Now, do you know what that records? Silence. I give you a clue, there's a link to Leicester.
Oh, Richard III.
There you go, sir. Yeah, Richard III, found in a public car park in Leicester. So he's recorded on our love spoon. July then, another royal story with a stork. It was the birth of Prince George, yeah, spot on. A tennis racket as well. Wimbledon 4. Yeah, the first British male winner of Wimbledon in 77 years since Fred Perry. So that went on our love spoon as well. Here we go, August, we've got an engagement ring in the centre. Around it we've carved congratulations. We've got in order Gwennon on there and Llonga Bach Iadau. That's because myself and my wife, as she is now, we got engaged in August 2013. She wanted an engagement ring, she did, so there it is. There we go. She was pleased with it. October then we got on there Postman Pat, and above his head sold.
Royal Mail.
You've got it? Yeah, they sold Royal Mail, so poor old Postman Pat was privatised. That's what recorded that one. November then we got Tolsham's Dream. You'll see that in next door. That's another book that Mum published. And then in December, an oak leaf, an acorn, a Christmas tree. That's to do with the story of the origin of the Christmas tree and St. Boniface. And also on there, a little rainbow. A couple of reasons for that. The main one, it was for the Rainbow Nation. Because, of course, sadly, Nelson Mandela, he passed away, but we recorded him on our love spoon as well. Now then, bringing you up to date, that's the most recent love spoon we've added to our collection. There you go, that was carved for last year, 2020. What were we recording? Yeah, spot on. So we've got a padlock. Lockdown, there we go. Now, there's a story, we always put in a story and we always put a message, but we always try and put something positive. So, we got the padlock because it was lockdown, we got the globe on there because it was a global pandemic. However, we've got a Celtic twist around the outside. Reason we put that on there, it represents binding and growing together. So the idea is, we've all been put apart and forced apart and put in under house arrest and this sort of thing. And so hopefully what we're hoping is that afterwards, it'll bring people more back together. We can hope, that's the idea. So that's why we've got the dove on there. Represents peace, but it also represents hope. A phoenix rises from the ashes. And then a camera, it's the fault of that over there, see? Because what's happened, because we can't get our message then to people by people coming to us, we've had to bring our message to everybody else. So that's the idea, is that we're sharing what we do with the world now, thanks to things like YouTube and through the camera, so we're able to share our message. So that's why, again, you've got the globe and the camera on there. So then that one there is our spoon for last year. And another little bit on there, if you look, there's a spoon over there. Can you see it's the same shape? The one with the pearl necklace around the outside. Okay? And basically, what happened with this Lovespoon is an offcut. So you may notice now there's more and more turning up in the media, big business telling us all how we've got to save the planet when they're the ones who produce all the plastic. Governments telling us again we've got to save the planet. Small businesses and things like that, we've done that since we've started. We recycle our wood, we reuse it. So a lot of what you'll see in here is recycled and reclaimed. So this was an offcut that was left in a drawer for 20 years. We got it back out and we turned it into a Lovespoon. So it's an idea that basically a lot of us, we are doing stuff to preserve the environment. We've got a tree planting project where we planted over 500 trees in the field behind in the last few years. So it's just to highlight how small businesses quite often do different things in terms of the environment and being environmentally safe, eco-friendly, isn't it? That's what I'm looking for. But there we are. So there you go. That's the Lovespoons. That's what we do. Any questions? Feel free to ask us. I just dropped the block on the floor. I'm going to do some carving as well. So if any of you would like to have a close look at the carving being done, you're more than welcome to do so. Anything you want to know. There are spoons for sale in there. The price of those, it includes carving to initials. So if you want anything personalised, we can sort that out for you. Other than that, I shall say diolch yn fawr. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you all. Very grateful. Thank you. Thank you all. I'm going to move the camera closer as well. Yeah, if you want a closer look, you're more than welcome to. There we are. A double-decker bus. Well, the story with that one, there's a gentleman who lives up the road and he met his wife on a double-decker bus. So we did a Lovespoon for him, and so he's got a double-decker bus on his spoon and we put it on there as well. Yeah, double-decker bus on there. I'm thinking, would Steve Lawrence's brother, he might have known Aubrey.
Aubrey, yeah.
Aubrey Street, because he was in South Wales Police as well, see? Yeah. I'm just looking through the comments now. Right, so we got lost track of time. Oh, good to have you with us. They're fine, right? Brilliant. Thank you all as always for joining us. What I'm going to do from you, I'm going to move the camera on there, so we're going to demonstrate some carving for you, so we'll explain what we're doing. I put the mask back on, so I may be a bit muffled. Any comments, any questions as well, get them into us, and yeah, we'll have a look through. But brilliant. I will move that camera so you can see what I'm doing a bit better. Hey, I'm going to put a warning to Thomas McCarver. Remember that microphone will. Yeah. There we are. We're just warning Dad to remember the microphone will pick up anything. There we are. So as you can see, we got we got a carving in the vise, and it's a piece of oak that we're working on, and yeah, we're just going to start off just doing a little bit of work for you to see. Hopefully that was interesting for a little bit of a change, where you can hear what we do in terms of explaining our family spoons. It's always great for us to have people visiting the workshop and to be able to share what we do and to share the tradition as well. So hopefully it just gives you an insight into what we sort of do as a day job. Thank you, Aubrey. Thank you, the carver. Thank you. Yeah, thank you all for joining us. Jay Hope on there as well. Young Duds. And have I missed anyone else? What? Muchas gracias. Alfredo. Bienvenido a nuestro taller. We've got a gentleman on there from Colombia, Lawrence.
Really?
Yeah. And that's it. Bienvenido a nuestro taller is welcome to our workshop.
Nice one.
That's the advantage here of having a Spanish wife. You can explain a bit in Spanish. How's things as well, Lawrence?
Great, I've got something to show you.
Brilliant. So you can see, we start off with our dragon carving, and we just start off doing some of those stop cuts. What I've started doing, one issue that we get when we're doing, when we're sort of doing the carvings, and you've got that paper drawing on there. One slight issue that you get, you need a little bit more depth to the carving, because you've got to then sand it afterwards. So we put it on the belt sander afterwards. So I'm giving things a little bit more depth to the carving. So that's what we're working on. So I will carve it deeper than a carving that I don't do the paper design on. So we're just losing a little bit of detail. Losing a little bit of detail there, but it'll save us time by carving that bit deeper. It'll save us a bit of time afterwards. Yeah, an R and an L.
Yes, please.
Brilliant. Glad to hear that Young Duds is off to make something fantastic. Happy carving. Thank you for joining us though. Yeah, brilliant. So what we're going to do now, there we are. So we've got that one there, little piece of Iroko, West African timber, that one. Brought in that one as a replacement for the teak. What's he got there, Lawrence?
Oh, it's just showing around the river tables.
What do you got? Oh, yeah. Have you done that one?
No, I haven't.
I'm going to say.
I'm going to get into it now. I've made a chopping board.
Brilliant.
The resin and timber.
You're having to go with the resin.
Yeah.
You can do some good stuff with the resin.
Oh, well, this is our table now. We've ordered one off this guy now. And that's ours.
Brilliant.
That's
As you said, the river. Yeah.
Can you just hang on for my friend? She's coming.
Yeah, no worries. Oh, you can do some lovely stuff with the resin. Fair play. So you're getting into.
I'm getting into it.
Yeah, great. Brilliant.
I've got to get some tools together and stuff.
Fantastic. Where would you like the R&L on there? Just across the top? And there's two people, yeah? I'll put a little plus in the middle.
That's what the man said.
Yeah, any problem, so you can put two other initials on there, so you can always carve it back out. So we just start off, we put the little plus in the middle. He showed you the style of initials that we do.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we just put that little plus in the middle.
Oh yeah.
And then there we are. So we just do the line at the back for the R. Now with the Iroko as well, I get him to do a slightly different finish on it to bring it out more. So they got you all back on the road again now, Lawrence?
Yeah, I don't know how long for. You know, it's still a bit tickly, isn't it?
It is a bit.
Scotland's refusing to let their Scottish people go into Manchester
Right?
at the moment.
That hasn't got anything to do with coronavirus, so no.
No,
Yelly hadn't seen her mum and dad now for about 18 months. Being out in Barcelona.
Oh,
Yeah, mad, isn't it? How did everything go with yourself as well? Good. Good.
I'm still here.
Good.
Coughing, breathing and sneezing.
And Steve?
Yeah, he's okay. He's not bad.
Good. So just to explain for the camera as well, what we do, we start off in the centre, put the plus, we then put the R to the one side, and it's easier to match the L to the R than to match the R to the L. So it's the same, if we do an S or a J, we do them first, because it's quite often easier to match those letters as opposed to doing it the other way around. Yeah, we're very fortunate. We get, like you see all the comments down there. We're very fortunate that people join us on a Monday afternoon. We'll be doing a live stream from all over.
We haven't impacted on that at all, have we?
Not at all. No. Hopefully it's been interesting for everyone to see. What the workshop as it runs, because that's what we do. And that's the idea, see, Lawrence, with the YouTube channel, is that we share what we do. We show people how to make stuff. We'll have to have you on doing the resin.
Yeah.
Because that's
resin table making.
yeah. Because I tell you, that's a big thing now. It's really popular.
We started off small with the bread bowl. That's all.
I was surprised, I've had a go with the resin.
Yeah.
I had a go with the resin on the Lovespoons.
Honestly, yeah.
Just flip
It's expensive stuff, isn't it?
It's expensive stuff, and I had a go, and I would have said that we had some degree of success, but it wasn't for us. We went back to more traditional. So the resin, it didn't work for me, but I can see you can make some lovely stuff. And I tell you as well, Lawrence, have you come across different coloured super glues? Super glues.
No.
There we are.
I'm sure the ones that...
If you take it back to him, and he can put a little bit of stain, and it'll bring it out a bit more. Okay.
You showed me some of the stuff.
No, thank you.
Just to give you some idea, that's a
That's
photograph
lovely.
of a resin table.
Oh, that's lovely.
And
Yeah.
it's just,
Yeah.
it's not a different plant.
Well-
Beautiful, that.
Did he show you those super glues out there? Star Bond.
Yeah.
Right. Well, they got in touch with us. See, thankfully again through YouTube, they got in touch, and we did. They offered us to do a little bit of a collaboration together, and we got 10% discount on it. But they got brown super glues and black super glues.
Yeah.
So you got coloured super glues. So I've used them.
So you can squirt them into the holes. And...
So you can, like, if you've got, let's say for instance, you wanted to fill all of this with a different colour, similar to like the resin, but it's quicker to dry. You can fill it with the black or brown super glue. See?
Does it go translucent or is it clear or what?
It does go clear. Yeah, it does go clear.
Because when you just said that then, I was looking at that, I was thinking, I could fill that in with resin, rub it down, and it would have a sheen on it, and it would look lovely.
Well, here's an idea. Here's an idea for everyone. Kind of thing you can do, see, with resin, because it's the red dragon, you could fill in all the gaps with red.
With red, yeah.
See? So there's loads of different, and I dabbled with it, and I just decided it wasn't for me. But I could see the appeal with resin. I could see how it would be appealing.
Oh.
There we are. Do you want some initials on there? I got it. There you go. A G and an R.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on in. Don't worry about it. There we are. So you've got two more initials going on the spoon here.
Stagger them across.
What I'll do, we put a plus in the middle, and we do the G to the one side and the R to the other side.
Wonderful.
Is that okay? And the wood there, that is a little bit of fruit wood. That's a bit of cherry. That's a bit of cherry. Here we go. I'll show you now how we do it. So we start off in the centre. So we mark out a little plus in the middle. 10B you're staying there, is it, Lawrence?
No?
10B.
No, fuck off. We're going back now.
Oh, yeah?
As soon as we finish here. So stop here, yeah, and move you back.
Oh, I'll have to get moving.
You'll have to get moving. Because
I'll have to get
you know what
moving.
those roads are like now. with these-
Moving and a grooving, yeah.
Those road people.
Yeah, well, I council, they only had 18 months, see, Lawrence. They only had 18 months to get it sorted. It's not enough time. Oh, what? 18 months and then they decide to dig up the road.
And they lay the pavement down there.
Yeah.
On the roundabout. Why? Because they didn't say doing that.
Yeah. Crazy, isn't
End of
it?
the season, middle of the thing in
Yeah.
season.
Yeah,
And they put all those cones down and block the roads off.
that's it. I know. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing these photos of the resin table.
Go online and you see them building them. You see
Oh, I
them
know.
building
They're brilliant.
them. You know,
Great stuff. And as I said, we dabbled with it, and I just decided it was a bit messy for me.
Was that resin?
yeah, resin table.
Yeah, it's funny, and somebody gave me a gift,
Clever stuff, though.
and they were.
I just checked if I missed any.
Yeah.
It was a looked like a flower, but you took the four sections away, and they were meant to be what do you put glasses on?
That's interesting.
Coasters.
Hey, Lawrence, you've got a few questions about the resin on it.
Yeah.
Sorry to cut across you.
Yeah, so, and they were, it was done as a flower, so it opened up, but it was all made of resin.
They were asking with the resin,
Yeah.
assume some sort of barrier would be needed, maybe a thin wall of pre-dried resin or something.
Yeah.
How do they do
the
it?
edges?
Yeah.
Yeah. When you're doing the edges, you paint it on. You actually paint the
Right.
resin onto the where you've peeled the bark off,
Yeah.
all the way around the table. Let that dry.
Yeah.
And then you go in with the resin. Then.
Right. So you have to create a barrier,
Just a
because
barrier.
that's what I noticed with it. Is otherwise it's slopping all over the place.
Oh.
That's what I preferred with the
Don't
super
talk
glue.
to them, 'cause they're all sitting in that coach.
You've got to make a mould. Once you've got to make a mould, and you've got to drop the table in a mould. But that mould has got to be sealed completely.
Right.
With silicone, with tape, with everything you can possibly think of, glue, screws, the whole lot, so that you can pour the resin in, because the resin will leak out.
It'll float. Yeah. Because I noticed that. See, because I tried doing a bit, and the one thing I was using was duct tape, and it just flowed out of it. It's going everywhere.
Slow hand clap in a
First
minute.
attempt, I left it on the bench, I poured it, left it on the bench, it came back, it was all on the floor.
That's it. Yeah. Yeah. Spot on. That was my experience first off as well. So there we are. That's what you're saying, is to seal it with some sort of resin and things like and silicone. What I'll do, I'll put a little bit of linseed oil in this,
Yes.
and it'll bring up it'll bring it out. Bring out the engraving. There we are. And Dad will just put a little bit of you put it in a bag and things, you know. So just a little bit of oil. What it is, where we put the initials on, we're cutting through the shellac, so just a little bit of oil brings it back out again.
Did you have a leaflet?
Yeah,
you got a leaflet. Good.
It's quite interesting as well that they've been talking on the live stream. Where a lot of the people where they are is 10 a.m. in the morning.
Right.
So what time are we here? We're 3:15, and they're 10 a.m. How's that one there?
Wonderful.
Okay,
Thank you very much.
Dad will get you a little bit of wood just to protect that stem. It's ever so slightly delicate, just to give it a bit of extra strength.
So who will?
Gentleman behind you. He snuck up behind you. Very grateful though, thank you. An S and a D. One in each heart. Yeah. And that one is it's a different type of cherry, but it's cherry again. It is. The wood. Yeah, that's it. Nice piece of wood.
We're from Kent, so it's got lots of wood.
Ah, very appropriate, yeah.
And that D,
Yeah?
his name's David Thomas Shannon.
Oh, there's
Don't have
a,
a box, do you?
I thought you were going to say David Thomas. I was going to say,
Well, David Thomas.
there's a few of us about.
After this Thomas, you see.
Yeah, yeah.
But that's
So
her
we're going to go
name,
S and D.
Shannon.
Shannon.
Yeah,
Yeah, tidy job.
it's an Irish name.
Yeah, yeah. So what we do, see, we just measure it out,
Yeah.
and it's easier.
Thank you.
It's easier to match the D to the S than the S to the D. So we do the S first.
No.
Ve-
Thank you.
very grateful, thank you.
Thank you.
No, very grateful.
Well, you've done a bit of business there.
Ah, it's nice. It's nice to be able to share the tradition, and it's
Well,
nice
he didn't
to.
think he'd make it, did he? We would have some other lane, didn't we?
Right.
To dodge the roadworks.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's nice to be able to share what we do for, in terms of our family workshop, and lovely material to work in as well.
Yeah.
Lovely process.
You get a lot of trade coming in.
Well,
Obviously you do.
before COVID,
Yeah.
on average, we would have had around about 10,000 visitors a year through the workshop. But after COVID, everything's changed. But where we're very fortunate now is more people contact us online and things like that. So, and what's happened is we have a lot of requests for one-off Lovespoons, so more individual Lovespoons. So yeah, that keeps us busy.
That keeps him talking.
Keeps me talking. That's one thing you can't stop, Neil Lawrence.
Oh, nice, isn't it?
Well, there's another one here.
Oi! Have a look at that one there. Some guy made that one.
Ah, it's beautiful.
It is.
Great. Yeah, no, you show me here. Yeah, it's clever stuff, the resin. Yeah, it's clever stuff.
What do you think that's walnut?
I don't know. Walnut, olive. I don't know. I'm looking at it. Oh, it could be a fruit wood. What do you reckon, dude? It could be olive. Quite a big tree if it was an olive. What do you reckon that is, dude?
What do you think that's walnut?
Well, it looks like you.
You?
Yeah.
Could be you. Right.
Thomas the woodcarver's gone for you.
Don't you dare. Don't you dare. I'll slap your legs to you, man. Come on, anyway, get it out of here. Let's go.
You've got oil there, haven't you?
I have, yeah. There we are. We're just matching the D up, just taking a little bit of detail out of the sides and the stop cuts. And I just put a little bit of oil just to finish it off. So you're back to Porth Call.
Yes. So
Yeah.
they're from Kent, these people.
Yeah, they're telling us, yeah.
Maidstone, well, near Maidstone, which is the capital of Kent.
Lovely. He's getting me to speed up now, he is. He's turned the engine on.
Yeah.
Hurry up.
That's your 2-minute warning, that is, see? What? And I dropped my paintbrush. There we are. And that's the S and the D. And that one there.
Thank you very much.
Very grateful. Thank you both. Enjoy the rest of your holiday as well.
Well, I don't know what Cardiff tomorrow. We've been there once.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
went there last year in the lockdown and then
Oh,
we went
nice.
home on the Wednesday.
Very nice too. Very grateful. Thank you both. Oh, careful. There we are. There we are. Well, hopefully that was interesting. I'll just catch up on the comments. Oh, 5:15 in South Africa. Cool 15 degrees. That's a warm 15 degrees is warm for us here in Wales. Someone's got jokes. Always trying, but not always succeeding. Hopefully, I'm going to put the camera back up. I'll put the camera back up so you can see me again. Here we are. hopefully that was interesting. I'll put the camera around so you can see there we are. That's the back of our coach group there, just going off. Yeah, so hopefully that's interesting. I'll just wind that back so you'll be able to see me. It's the first occasion that we've had a group wanting to come in. So it's the first occasion, where we've had a group wanting to come in on a Monday afternoon. Hopefully it's interesting and something different. You know, that's basically what we do as a day job. That's what myself then, I've grown up here in the workshop. That's what I've grown up doing. I missed a few comments. 20 degrees in Toronto. I reckon we're struggling here. Probably about 15 degrees here, I reckon. And that's spring in Wales. We've had some better weather. But it's gone cooler this week now again. Just catch up if there's any comments I've missed out on. Glad you enjoyed. That's Lawrence, our coach driver, he's going off there. Are those pews? Yeah, I'll show you them again. I'll turn it round so you can see again. Yeah, these are our pews. So basically, we got the pews there. That's interesting. This camera has managed to pick focus on the carving above the door there. It recognises that it's a face. I'll tell that to Dad, he'll be pleased with that. So yeah, we got the pews. They came out of a local chapel, and we've always used them then for talks, demonstrations, that sort of thing. But hopefully, you know, it's just seeing, you know, what we actually do as a family workshop. That's our day job. Myself growing up round it from a young age. It's good fun, and you can see when people come in, we have a little bit of fun with you know, and I know different ones amongst yourselves are woodworkers and things like that. It's great if the people can, if people can actually meet. There we are, brilliant. Dad's just given me some hand sanitizer. Thank you for that. Yeah, if the people can actually meet the person that's making the things in the shop, I always think then it's a nice thing. It makes it more personal. So that's part of their holiday then. It's part of their trip. They can see where it's been made. They can see how it's been made. They can speak to us. They can ask us questions. We can personalise things for them. Just makes the whole thing more personal. And then hopefully we have a little bit of fun with them, as you can see, a little bit of messing about, explain the tradition. Hopefully then they go away and they think, that's a nice memory. That's, you know, we enjoyed that hour that we went to that workshop, and they're getting a souvenir then from us that we've made. So hopefully that whole personalised, you know, that personal nature of it just makes it more appealing. I just checked the comments. The lettering looks easy when you know how. Yeah. I mean, in terms of doing the lettering, that is Arthur. Thanks for joining us, Arthur. Good to have you with us. Alfredo from Quantos? Oh, I'll have to get that translated. I'll get that translated. If you give Yoli a shout, because my Spanish, yo hablo en castellano también, pero yo quiero mi mujer buscar este comentario porque no sé unas palabras, pero espero un momento. Yeah, I'm just looking at a few of the comments, seeing if we missed anything. ¿Cuántos? Figura. ¿Cuántos? Vale, tu pregunta para cuánto gordo, no sé si es en el resin o no sé. Yo contesto en un momento para Alfredo. Right, yeah, there's a question there for you to check, Yali, for me. Alfredo's asking, are those lettering looks easy, they get a story to go home with? Yeah, the carver, what you said there, yeah, spot on. It gives them a story to go back with. It's this one here. ¿Cuántos centímetros
de grueso tiene la figura?
Is it?
How thick is the figure you are doing? What you're doing?
Right. Oh, well, para contestar, everybody else, bear with me if you don't speak any Spanish. Nuestra cucharas más o menos es 1 centímetro hasta 2 centímetros y media. No es muy gordo.
1 centímetro o 2 centímetros y medio como mucho, ¿no?
Sí, depende la cuchara y la forma y el trozo de madera también. Y para poner los letras, solo unos milímetros, ¿no? No
para
es,
poner las
sí,
letras para
pero
grabarlas.
pregunta para el resina, no sé estas cosas, es el conductor de AutoCAD, él está haciendo estas cosas en resin, pero es otra cosa. Un día yo quiero hacer un video de esta forma en castellano, solo en castellano, o en los dos idiomas, con mi mujer también. Yeah, so getting back to... I think they're asking how many centimetres it isn't. No worse than I'm going to ask. Yeah, it's yeah, absolutely. With both of those, yeah, we were talking about the thickness, basically in Spanish. That's what we were talking about, is the thickness of the woods, and then also I don't know if the question was the thickness that we carve the initials into. So we're looking at those, and if it's the thickness of the resin, not something I've done a lot of work in is with the resin. So. Interesting stuff. We did play around with it a bit, and because what we do is quite traditional, we felt, nah, it's not for us. We rather stick to more, for want of a better word, pure carving. I don't know if that makes sense. A lot of, as you know, a lot of what we do is like a fusion between scroll sawing and carving, and those are the things where we're happiest and that we enjoy as well.
Bearing in mind that this tradition dates back to the 17th century.
Yeah, so I'll put you on there.
You know,
yeah.
So it goes back to the 17th century. Resin and that kind of thing is obviously a more modern thing as far as Lovespoons are concerned. So
yeah, that's right.
You know, the spoons. You know, if you've got a spoon from it's only museums now that would have spoons from the 17th century. It's unlikely you may have 1 or 2 odd ones in homes, but 17th, 18th and 19th century, those spoons would be pure wood. Occasionally you would see a little bit of paint or something like that on a spoon. It's more traditional to have wood. And Lovespoons are made now in all sorts of materials. They are made with silver,
pewter.
Yeah.
You see Lovespoons made in chocolate.
Exactly.
And they use them. And there's all sorts going on as well with the Lovespoon in terms of a lot of Lovespoons in Wales that say made in Wales. That's questionable. And so we tend to stick. We've got a certain style. We've got a certain way of doing things. We tend to stick to what we're comfortable with, basically.
I'm going back to another point, actually. Going back to another point with the coach. Although we are now allowed to have parties in, that is a reduced number. They're having coach companies are having to travel with considerably reduced numbers on their coaches.
That's right, and we've got to have all different measures in place, social distancing, we've got to have all sorts of different measures here, you know, in terms of, you know,
so we're
close
nowhere
contact.
near normal.
Things, no, but it's nice because we appreciate, you know, how much support we get from yourselves, and we really do. It's fantastic that you support us every week and things like that. So when Lawrence rang, the first thing I said is, okay, I'm doing a live stream. Is it okay if we do it? And I just thought it would be something different, and it gives you a feel, hopefully, for the sort of tempo and a feel for what happens, because a lot of our time is very slow and it's very steady. We love doing what we do, but then our time is sort of interrupted by this spell where the people come in, talk, demonstration, put the initials as quick as you can because the coach's got to get back to the hotel.
But also you got, as I say, reduced numbers. We're still sort of working through this virus thing, aren't we?
Yeah, absolutely.
We're still
absolutely
trying to.
There we are.
So
yeah, I think hopefully it's interesting, something different. I'm looking through the comments. thank you all for the positive feedback on this one, because it was one of those ones where you're not sure whether it's the right thing to do. So I'm pleased that it's been interested and well received. Thank you to everyone. Aubrey, we got on there. Jeff as well. Thank you for the positive feedback. The Carver too, and Alfredo.
That's what I was thinking of. Was
and Arthur.
the fact that there are.
At the top, I know we had.
There are still, Dave, traditions. Then people still visit places.
Young Duds. And Tommy as well, as always.
They still visit places for. But it's becoming more and more difficult to find sort of traditional things then.
I think what's become more difficult, I can only speak really from our experience and from the Lovespoon and things like that, what's become more difficult is what we call authenticity.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on out there, and unfortunately in where we are in Wales, keeping the authenticity of the Lovespoon, they're not interested a lot of the time, unfortunately.
Politically wise.
Politically, generally. Yeah. So for ourselves, that's what we're trying to do. That's what we want to do. So for future to come, I know there are people that would say, oh, well, traditionally you should make your own spoon. Yeah, spot on. I agree with you. But if we don't make Lovespoons, then it's another blow really to the tradition, because it's another person in Wales who's not presenting the tradition, who's not looking after it, who's not making it relevant and sharing it with people. So I think that's the big thing. And hopefully in future generations there will still be people making Lovespoons and enjoying wood carving as we all do. I have one last check if I missed anything. 2 seconds. And then I think then I will do it. It's my original plan. Love watching it. Well, thank you, Jeff. Appreciate that. It's good fun. It's good fun being able to share it.
And typical of what's happened, I've lost the spoon that I was supposed to be working on.
Well, I got one here, so that's going to be the rest of it.
Where's the spoon I was working on?
Today, next week now, depending on what happens in terms of if people are coming in and things like that, then it might change again. But next week, my plan for this live stream this week, I was going to do a little bit more cartoon carving, so that might be happening next week. We've just got to see basically what happens, but it shows you how the workshop, it changes and it evolves and different things happening all the time. But there we are, good fun, and thank you all again for joining us, and thank you as well for your ongoing support. Really do appreciate it. Thank you all.